If you ever want to trade tactics, I'm always ready.
What should I try this time? What should I try this time?
Try your luck betting on Jade?
What should I try this time?
Try your luck betting on Jade? Try your luck betting on Jade?
Uncle Tien, we're here to chat with you.
Oh? What a lovely surprise. Welcome. Hoishin, why don't you go downstairs and get the shopkeeper to make us a fresh pot of tea? I heard that you've been traveling all over the place recently. I would very much like to hear your adventure stories. Hoishin told you, didn't she? Don't worry, I'm quite all right. It's just the years gradually catching up with me. As I grow older, I'm starting to find that with many things, though the mind is willing, the flesh is weak. Especially recently, I've noticed a rather drastic drop in my energy levels. I am still very much in good standing as the Tianshu today. Nevertheless, I wish to pass on the position before my mental acuity begins to decline beyond redemption.
How difficult is it to transfer the Tianshu position?
Oh, well, you see, the Tianshu is a rather unique position among the Liyue Qixing. Historically speaking, the Tianshu rarely appears in public. We stay behind the scenes, planning and giving advice, so a public selection process would not be suitable. We also want to keep any prospective Tianshu candidates free from influence by outside forces, so we tend to be as discreet as possible in their assessment and appointment. For these reasons, the incumbent Tianshu typically recommends their candidate of choice, and this is then approved by the other Qixing members.
So in other words, you pick someone, And then Lady Keqing, Lady Ningguang, and the other Qixing appoint them?
Correct. Unfortunately, due to my health, I won't be able to assess every candidate myself. Not to despair, however, because I found someone exceptionally capable to act on my behalf as assessment officer. In fact, I believe you recently became acquainted with her yourself.
Oh? Who is it?
I'm heartbroken. I thought it might take you a little longer than this to forget all about me.
It's Yelan!
Jackpot. Uncle Tian here asked me to assess 3 candidates for him. Fancy joining me? You'll be among the first to get to know the next Tianshu. Might be a good opportunity for you.
What do you think? Paimon thinks so too. It can't be a bad thing to be on good terms with a new Qixing, right?
Alright then. Though, I gotta say, Uncle Tian, you say you're into behind-the-scenes planning? My work's of the covert variety too. Don't you think I might make a good Tianshu?
Huh? Yelan, you want to be the next Tianshu?
I'm not opposed to the idea, but I suspect Ningguang wouldn't let you go very easily after how long you've been working together. So, how about this? If your investigation reveals that none of the other candidates are qualified for the position, I'll recommend you for the job.
Deal. Well, you guys take your time. Everything's all set for the assessments to go ahead. Meet me on the first floor when you're ready. Until then, have a pleasant conversation. Oh, and no need to pay for your tea. As the new owner of this fine establishment, this runs on the house. You're all set?
Uncle Tian seems really worn down. It's like all his energy's gone.
Yeah, it may sound harsh, but Uncle Tian is past his prime. He's not cut out for this anymore. So he's recommended 3 candidates. Their names are Qinwei, Mingbo, and Zhi. Qinwei is a wealthy entrepreneur. Mingbo works at the Liyue Ministry of Civil Affairs, and Zhi is focused on study and travel. Try to keep all that in mind. Of course, it doesn't really matter if you forget, since we'll be assessing them at Yuehai Pavilion in a short while.
Qianwei, Mingbo, Zhi. Paimon should be able to remember their names, but what does the assessment involve exactly?
Let's leave that until we get to Yuehai Pavilion. All right. Heads in the game, people. The stakes don't get much higher than a change in the Qixing. We can't afford to miss anything, no matter how small.
Got it. We'll keep our eyes wide open.
My legs are getting sore. What is wrong with this assessment officer? This is a huge occasion, and I've dealt with all kinds of people in my time, but never have I been made to stand while I'm waiting for an appointment.
Oh, I mean, I think it's fine.
That's called being complacent. If you're happy to just accept.
Oh, come on. That's just... not...
All right, you two. Let's not get into it. Qianwei, that was a bit uncalled for. And Ming, look, how about this? There's no rule saying we're obliged.
Fine. Ugh, they're not the best quality.
It looks like all 3 candidates have arrived. Mm-hmm. We'll meet them formally soon. Before that, let me run you through the assessment process. I've split it into 2 stages: current affairs and planning, and face-to-face interview. In the first stage, candidates are required to submit a manifesto for Liyue's development. Writing a manifesto takes time, so I informed them of this requirement in advance. These are the reports they submitted.
Wow, one of them is really thick.
It's also worth mentioning a stipulation I gave them. Whoever is appointed as failing the occurrence of some cataclysmic event, they will not be permitted to change their plan. Therefore, these 3 piles of documents in front of... There's still some time. Have a skim through, get a first impression of what each person's proposing. I'll be waiting off to the side. Just... Finished, huh? What did you think?
Everyone took it very seriously.
Of course they did. They have the chance to be... And keep in mind, whoever gets in has to execute... That's for me to know. We'll see the candidates now. Let's...
Yes, ma'am.
Oh? So you 2 are the assessment officers, are you? I had assumed that given the great import... I trust you've read through my manifesto?
Mind your...
Relax. It wasn't intended as a personal slight against anyone in particular. I was simply stating a fact. Cloud Retainer? With your sterling reputation, you must have a respectable level of erudition.
Oh, is it my turn?
Yes. Please,
I'm, Ming. I've worked there for, I have 12 active cases at the moment. They should be My current work is related to urban
Is it?
You know what? Let's leave...
Oh.
Hello. What would you like to know? You're here to assess me, so ask away.
Your manifesto is very wide in its scope, but you don't seem to be personally involved in many of the specific fields. How can you...
Very fair question, but I'm confident in my plan. I visit, of course, 2 different problems.
How do you plan to determine whether you are right or wrong?
A great question. Well, if it turned out that my judgment was to blame for...
Nice answer. All right.
He seems like a great guy. Everything he said was thoughtful and logical.
Here's my take on what we just learned. As you saw, Qianwei... But he is very... Mingbo's plan is more thorough and more measured. But he and Qianwei are otherwise polar opposites.
Perfect summary.
Last but not least, Yi. His map, the depth he goes into in each and every area means it can only be a product of painstaking work. Plus, he is modest, but what really interests me is that many...
Great.
We'll see. All right. Then let me ask this.
Those three candidates have all studied under me, but Xin Wei went on to focus on his business, and Ming Guo has always been occupied with his work at the Ministry of Civil Affairs.
Whoa! So how did you get to know them all, Uncle Tian?
Chen Wei was referred to me by an old friend. Ming Guo came to my attention in the course of my work. We first met while fishing. Gradually, as we got to know each other, Juri came from a wharf. He reminded me of a younger version of myself. So I started out giving him a few words of advice when we were out fishing and noticed how quickly he got on. Quite. And now, all of a sudden, he's grown into a mature young man. It's a joy to be young growing up.
I don't know, Uncle Tian. You still seem in pretty good shape to me. You might have another few years of work left in you, don't you think?
Oh, you. There's really no need to console me.
Sounds like you sure love fishing, Uncle Tian.
Ooh, there's nothing quite like fishing to pass the time. Ooh, and freshly caught fish. Ah.
Fresh fish soup. Sounds tasty.
Doesn't it? Also, some time ago, Juri purchased a very special recipe from an old fisherman. When we've been fishing recently, Juri, that flavor makes for a fond memory. But at my age, who knows how many more chances I have left to taste it again.
Oh, can Paimon come next time too? Paimon really wants to try it.
Let's get back to the matter at hand.
I appointed, had you not asked me why Juri's ideas were so similar to mine, I was not going to mention my history with any of them. This decision must be guided by what is fair. Remember, you must be thorough.
Understood. Come on, let's go talk somewhere else.
Bye-bye, Uncle Tian. Look after yourself. So, it's gonna be Jiri, right? His manifesto was written well, and he's the best speaker.
Easy. Let's not rush. There's no time limit for this assessment.
Huh? So,
No, nothing like that. The biggest no-no in intelligence work is to only get information from, for example...
Yes?
Lady Yelan, what are your orders?
Did they scare you? As my trusted assistants, they are always standing guard nearby. They also perform various assignments as required. Shanghua is a business expert who gets his information by trading.
That meathead must have been out there on sea surveillance for some time now.
Nothing can take that guy down. Certainly not a little wind and waves.
Shanghua, visit all the commerce guilds and look into Qianwei's background. When you...
Yes, ma'am.
so what about Juri?
Juri. Well, obviously, as the... Let's go to the docks first.
If we're looking for information, he does business at the North Wharf.
That's...
Huh? What's Polite doing here today?
Look, your asking price for this batch is just too high. I can't buy in at this price. How am I supposed to turn a profit?
Come on, hear me out. I'm telling you, this is the single best batch of Sunsettias ever. You won't find anyone who disputes that. I accidentally dropped one into a well, and even the water turned sweet.
Even so...
All right. I'll let you in on a little secret. The boss of Second Life also wants to buy from me, but I haven't responded yet. If you won't take him, I'll just have to partner with them instead, and neither of us wants that.
Okay, well, when you put it that way, I'll accept your asking price. I'll take all your stock. Don't sell a single one to Second Life. Oh, what are you doing here? And to be clear, these Sunsettias are mine. I got to them first. Don't get any ideas.
Actually, we want to ask you about a guy called Juri. Have you heard of him before?
Juri? Yes, he's quite well known. I've heard a story about him. They say he was born into poverty. His parents died when he was young, and he was treated cruelly by the local community. One of his neighbors was terribly rude to him all the time, but Juri never retaliated. And when his neighbor went bankrupt, he even helped support the family. He returned cruelty with kindness, injustice with peace offerings. A gentleman of talent and character, and... oh, how did I not notice him sooner? In fact, maybe I'm not too late. If I could hire him to be the brand ambassador for Wanyo Boutique.
Oh, he sounds like a decent man. We can finally breathe a sigh of relief.
Why are you asking about him anyway? You aren't looking for a brand ambassador too, are you? Well then, in that case, the higher bidder takes the... Ah, that's Juri right over there. Why don't we go and talk to him?
Where?
It's him, all right. Looks like he's chatting with Linlong. Come on, let's follow them and listen in. Try not to let him see you. We want this information to be as truthful as possible.
I'll just go and fetch an employment contract. And hey, don't try and cut me out of this. Hey!
I understand. Let's walk and talk. So, you were looking to buy a wineware set? Oh, now I can see that you're a connoisseur, so I won't bother trying to con you. I trust you understand our shop quite well?
The truth is, an old friend of mine who likes to have a drink now.
What's the hurry? Don't get too close, or he'll see you. Try not to let him see you. We want...
I understand. Let's walk and talk. So, you were looking to buy a wineware set? Oh, now I can see that you're a connoisseur, so I won't bother trying to con you. I trust you understand our shop quite well?
The truth is, an old friend of mine who likes to have a drink now and then. He fancies himself as a man of culture, but doesn't care for needless extravagance. So I thought I might buy him a set of high-quality fakes.
How very thoughtful of you. Leave it to me, then. Come and collect it at Shigu Antiques whenever is convenient.
Thank you very much, Miss Linlong.
It's my pleasure, Mr. Juri. These days, it's quite rare for someone of your standing to still keep up with their old friends. It's nice to see. I'll be sure to pick out a good set.
What's the hurry? Don't get too close, or he'll see you. try not to let him see you. We want
I understand. Let's walk and talk. So, you were looking to buy a wineware set? Oh, now I can see that you're a connoisseur, so I won't bother trying to con you. I trust you understand our shop quite well?
The truth is, an old friend of mine, who likes to have a drink now and then, he fancies himself as a man of culture, but doesn't care for needless extravagance. So I thought I might buy him a set of high-quality fakes.
How very thoughtful of you. Leave it to me, then. Come and collect it at Shigu Antiques whenever is convenient.
Thank you very much, Miss Linlong.
It's my pleasure, Mr. Juri. These days, it's quite rare for someone of your standing to still keep up with their old friends. It's nice to see. I'll be sure to pick out a good set for you. You can count on me.
Juri seems to get along really well with everyone. Are you satisfied now, Yelan? Seems like everyone thinks Juri's a great guy.
We shouldn't jump to conclusions.
Do we wait? You
Maybe I am. You'll be able to try all the finest food for free.
we will? Well, come on! Off to the South Wharf we go!
I should open a store. You can't beat the atmosphere here and leave it.
The wharf is as busy as ever. I hear the anglers here sometimes sell their fish to the nearby fishmongers. Let's see what Uncle Soon has to say.
Welcome. What would you like to buy today?
Sorry to interrupt. We're actually We've heard about this young man called Juri, who's supposed to be a fantastic fisherman. Just wondering if you happen to have heard of him?
Whoa! Yelan made up a whole fake identity without batting an eyelid.
Ah, yes, Juri. He's been making quite a name for himself recently. I've got some friends who travel all over the place, and they tell me everywhere they go they meet someone who's heard of him. Apparently, he had a rather tough time growing up. Had to work several jobs alongside his studies to make ends meet. How does that saying go? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Well, if there's anything to that logic, he's sure to be phenomenally successful one day.
Yeah, we think so too.
But I'm afraid your Anglers Association might be in for a disappointment.
Oh? Why's that?
He's good at a lot of things, but fishing isn't one of them. He fishes at the wharf and sells what he catches to me on occasion. His catches are always mediocre. Not terrible, but equally nothing to write home about. If you're looking to recruit some new members, though, I do know a few top anglers I could put you in touch with.
That sounds fantastic. I've got a couple of other things to attend to right now, though, so why don't I come back some other time and we can chat over a drink?
Sure thing. See you.
Everywhere they go, they meet someone who's heard of him. Come on, let's keep asking around.
Here to buy some fish? It's 300 for one or 3 for 1,000. You better hurry. When they're gone, they're gone.
Hello, we're from...
Wow!
Society for Fish Price Research. I haven't done anything illegal. Stay out of my business.
Please, don't worry. We're just here to conduct a simple survey. We've heard about a certain Jur-E who's been selling fresh fish at low prices in this area recently. Do you know anything about this?
So this isn't about me. You should have said something, you know. I know the guy. I can tell you what I know. I haven't heard anything about him selling fresh fish at low prices, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was him.
Oh? Why is that?
Because he's so poor. His parents died when he was very young, and his alcoholic father still owed a huge amount of debt. No one wanted anything to do with him. He was still a kid when he first came to the wharf. His clothes were ragged, and he had a bandage wrapped around his head. And he managed to survive, thanks to Uncle Tien, who gave him some food. But still to this day, he doesn't have a lot of mora to his name. I mean, he can afford to eat and everything, but you'll often see him haggling with others over just a few mora. So, I wouldn't be surprised to find out he's been selling a few fish. It's not like he catches much anyway, so it's not going to affect my business. Don't tell him I said that.
You'd rather he didn't know?
Well, I spoke to him once briefly, and I just had a feeling that he really cares what other people think of him. I think he has pretty low self-esteem, but hey, it's hardly my place to say anything. What he's achieved already puts most people to shame. And nobody's perfect. I just wouldn't want to upset him. That's all.
I see. Well, thank you.
Not a problem. And just for the record.
The more times you say it, the less convincing.
Doesn't...
Tell me,
Love life?
will I find the right girl?
Hey, it's you guys! Wait, what's the phrase? Oh yeah. Honor. What brings you to me?
The truth is, we are...
Really?
But of course.
Great! So what do you wish to know?
No, she's...
So, Master Dugu...
Sure have. I've heard many tales of... Probably because it's nothing that...
Oh, I can complete...
Oh yeah, I know. Before that, people... Sometimes he gives me candies.
Just as I...
Huh?
I mean, just as I thought,
Oh yeah, one other thing.
Oh,
great. So next time I see them...
Certainly.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Well then, fare thee well, Master Dugu.
Until we meet again.
Any of that sound strange to you?
reputation. Uncle Soon and Uncle Gas spoke highly of him, and Dugu Shuo seems to like him too.
True. But the issue is, where did his sudden celebrity come from? It almost seems too good to be true.
Sudden? Too good to be true? What do you mean?
So he returns cruelty with kindness, and had to work to support his studies. These are the kinds of things that make someone well known in their hometown. But Uncle Soon said even his friends who travel far and wide hear about him wherever they go. That's a little over the top, if you ask me. Do you remember what Dugu Shuo said about Zhiyi's? Plus, there's his childhood.
When you put it like...
Of course, if that's all there... Zhiyi was born into a... The problem is... Do you remember what Uncle Gao said about him? He's stayed poor his whole life. Everything he's earned, he's... Right. And that changes everything. It can mean a powerful faction is trying to gain influence over the Liu at Xixing. That's the worst-case scenario. But all too often, the most pessimistic speculation turns out to be closest to the truth.
Someone's trying to gain influence over the Qixing? That sounds serious. What should we do? Even if we asked Zhiyi about it, surely there's no way he'd admit it.
First, we need to find out who's supporting him. Don't worry, I've got a plan. Remember the current affairs and planning stage of the assessment? Since the successful candidate is duty-bound to implement their plan after taking office, whoever is secretly helping... Come on.
Hey, who's that skulking around?
Zhiyi's manifesto covers a huge range of topics. I'll divide the reports into officially the assessment. Whatever else Uncle Tian might think of Zhiyi, Any evidence he's left is not going to be immediately obvious. We'll have to look carefully and think critically. Made any discoveries?
Not so far, but
Made any discover?
not so far. Even though Yelan took half, this is still a lot. Well,
Looks like I'm the first one back.
oh, hey! It's one of Yelan's little helpers! If you're back,
You betcha.
Don't drag this out.
Yes, Lady Yelan. To summarize my find, the young master of the... Once he signs a con...
who'd have thought?
Is it possible?
In theory, that should... Where he buys from and sells to, Shenwei often see... It's like he wants...
What a strange guy.
To validate his...
I'm back! Huh?
Why do you think?
You... Lady Yelan.
Well,
The Ministry of Civil... But after a few days...
in your opinion.
I don't believe so. According to Miss Yu... Oh, and also...
Whoa.
Like I said before, things are not always as they appear.
Ah!
Thank you both. You're free to go now. So, I can't see any. The only one that strikes me as a little unusual. Jiangshu Pool has always been home to many secrets. At some point, a long time ago.
So, did they find it?
None. The technology wasn't mature. Zhi-Yi's manifest. Still.
Excavation? Project? Treasure? Did we read anything similar in our half of the manifesto? Oh, yeah!
Did he now?
Does that mean the black...
No. Not. They do possess some. Still. Since the clues are pointing toward the Black Cliff Forge, we should see where they lead. We may well find something new.
Shenwei and Mingbo both turned out to be completely different than what we thought. What about Zhi-Yi? Is there another side to him too?
When stuck on a deserted island, rain is a precious source of drinking water. There's no need for it now, though.
This is the Black Cliff Forge. Let's look around for clues. From the back, it looks like a ledger. But it seems they all... We don't know who wrote it, but...
You think there's...
Yes. Look, at this rate, by the time the Qing... That'll give them the chance... Imagine if we didn't suspect anything. No red flags if all they did was change some key step. That's the advantage of planning this far in advance. It was a clever move.
When you put it like that, so...
That's a question for the newcomer.
Excuse us. We want to ask you about the newcomers.
You want them to teach? I gotta say, these newcomers aren't... My only complaint is that I guess they just need some...
They go out...
You got that right. It rained after work today. Hey, you're only young once, right?
Interesting. Looks like our hunch was on the Mora, drinking in Liyue Harbor, huh? Good thing it rained today. It means they'll leave footprints.
They went that way! Hurry, we gotta catch up! These footprints are heading towards Liyue Harbor. Maybe we were wrong about them.
Just as I thought. They didn't go to Liyue Harbor. They went that way. The footprints stop here. But, judging from the direction... Looks like we were too late. This has gotta be where the newcomers rendezvous. Look at these ashes.
Could there be anything left? Maybe
The odds of that are
Why don't we wait for the...
We can't count on that. To me, that says...
Darn!
Make no mistake, I smelled something. Those newcomers probably thought they'd be...
Really?
There is a certain place with a freeze. Some wealthy people there put floral fragrance in their ink as a way of injecting a little romance into their writing. When that fragrant ink is burned, this is the exact odor that it leaves behind. Exactly. The evidence will soon be blown away by... But it's all I need. Now I know who we're dealing with. I can plan our next move.
Lady Yelan! Oh, thank goodness I finally found you. I thought I'd never see...
Don't be alarmed. This is Upei. He's Wenyuan and Shanghua's colleague. I sent him to look into Zhiyi's. I left him a note at Yanshang Tea House. So, what did you find out at sea?
Forgive my incompetence. I asked all the fishermen when I got back. I heard. What? No, that's not possible. It's absolutely not.
Interesting.
Fish soup?
Nothing. Our priority. Well, any suggestions? Not a bad idea. Upei, what do you think?
Honestly, I've already.
Okay, so
No, we'll still.
groundwork?
When you've worked in intelligence for a long time, tomorrow morning I'll announce. Be sure to arrive on time.
When stuck on a deserted island, rain is a precious source of drinking water. There's no need for it now, though.
It looks like we're all here. Well then, time for me to announce the results of the assessment process. I won't drone on about the importance of—
All of us here know this.
Qianwei, Mingbo is reliable. In contrast, Zhiyi, after much.
What?
Oh, thank you. Honestly, in my estimation, Would either of you entertain the possibility?
I'll have to see.
I don't mind, as long as I can help.
Okay, well, that's all from me. Jur-E, you'll have some preparation to do. It won't be long before you're in—
I will live up to the Tianshu name. I should go. I need to pack my things, and then I think a celebratory meal is in order. Would anyone like to join me?
Count me out. I'm not in the mood for a celebration.
Jur-E seems pretty relaxed now. This would be a good time to follow him.
Hey, traveler, tell me something. What exactly does that guy have that I don't? If you can't answer that, I'm not accepting this result.
I, also wouldn't mind knowing.
Oh no, if we get stuck here, we won't be able to leave!
Follow him.
Yes, ma'am.
We finally got rid of them.
Lady Yelan, Juri has gone towards—
Follow him, quickly.
So Jur-E really sided with the Fatui? But Uncle Tien thinks so highly of him. Why would he do this?
Difficult to say, but everything should become a lot clearer when we find him.
This is a peaceful neighborhood.
Sorry, Lady Yelan. We lost him. He's too good at this. We weren't able to keep following him without being seen.
How the heck did he manage to shake Yelan's subordinates? I guess Jur-E didn't let his guard down. Still as vigilant as ever.
No, Upe says he's much more relaxed than usual. Maybe it's just how he's wired. Perceptive enough to sense when he's being watched.
How?
Don't blame yourselves. Let's not forget he was trained by Uncle Tien himself. If I'd asked you to take—
Shinue Kiosk. He only went in brief. A few moments later, I figured that if we— So I stopped Upe.
Good work. The fish didn't take the bit. Let's go to Shinue Kiosk.
Could you explain to me how that works? A guy like him comes in, changes his whole outfit right under your nose, and you don't even ask him about it?
Our customers are free to dress however they please. What ground—
Okay, fair enough, but didn't you think it was just a little bit strange?
Well, maybe I did.
Enough. Let's tone this down a little. I'll make this quick.
Oh, he didn't but—
A bottle of
Yes. This gentleman ordered—
liquor.
Where to?
Shigu and— Hey, Miss Linlong. Sorry to bother you. Zhi ordered a wineware set from you not long ago, right? We're friends of his. He's been telling us how impressed he is with the quality, considering how affordable it was. So we just had to come and take a look for ourselves.
Sure. Which model are you looking for?
We don't really know a whole lot about wineware. Let's just go with Zhi's choice. Would you be able to show us the one he bought?
Zhi picked up his set not long ago. As a quality imitation of an antique wineware set, it has the look and feel of a luxury item. Just so you're aware, we don't have many of this model left in stock. And now that Mr. Zhi has taken one, I'm afraid it may encourage the price to go up a little.
Don't worry, price shouldn't be an issue. I'm sure we can work something out. But I'm just a little hazy on one thing. Did Zhi's wineware set include wine glasses, or...?
For this set, the wine glasses are sold separately. Minimum purchase is 1 glass, maximum is 4. Mr. Zhi bought 2.
Okay.
Well, don't take too long. We could sell out any day now. All right, see you next time.
This is turning into a real headache.
I'd just like to point out that we have the self-professed Grandmaster of Fieldwork here to thank for being whole.
It's not like you...
My specialty is
Yelan. Oh,
If so?
what do you mean?
First of all, if he was just looking... No. Whoever this person is clearly Now where might we...
Fatui of...
Have both locations...
Lady Yelan, is it...
Get with the program, would you? This is a in which case...
Great idea!
But Lady Yelan...
I'm well aware. Stick to your orders.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't worry, Lady Yelan.
I'll be waiting for you at the... If I'm guessing correctly, Fatui...
Join the Adventurers Guild. You'll have a blast. It's hard to remain on dry land for so long. Never quite seem to get my land legs back.
Perfect timing. Wen Yuan just sent word that the Fatui...
Qingshu Pool.
It looks like that's where Qingshu Pool is up.
Oh no.
Let's go. This is Qingshu Pool, full of ruins, crawling with monsters. Anyone with any sense steers well clear of this place. I've looked into the place before. There's a worker's entrance somewhere around here. Follow me. There's been some work done on this. The workers left it still.
Don't worry. By the way,
They have other things to. Gotcha. Quietly now. You have it one. As I expected, but this shouldn't be too much trouble.
I see that. That's gotta be the Fatui. That must be the emergency
This is the construction workers' emergency access route, but it's closed tight. Trying to break through would be risky. Let's see if we can find another way. Gotcha.
Kamisato Ari. Suiyu.
Power that ended Python!
Disappear! Here!
Game's up. Game's over.
The water's gone down. Hey, look! Is that another way through?
Be still.
One of us has to go. That's right.
Quietly now. Things are about to get dicey. The water's flowed into the groove, and now the statues have lit up. Okay, now we should be able to move the statues. Take it easy.
then, let's go!
We should be nearly at the bottom now. Let's wrap this up. Busted! Gotcha! What a trick.
But the plan was watertight.
Get out of my way. Is this retribution?
Gutsy. Here. Busted.
I can tell from the aroma that this is very... Come on, bottoms up. You'll get... You're more of a lightweight than I thought. Already... I thought you were made of sterner stuff. You certainly kept it together when you were... Come on, another round.
Sure. You didn't leave me much of a choice, though, did you? Just the mention of... I'm more timid than you realize.
Look, I know it has not been easy for you, my friend. But, I have to say, you really are quite a genius. I mean, the poison we brought from Snezhnaya is as strong as this wine. But you found a way to turn it into an... what was it you said? Oh, yeah. You said the soup's fishy flavor neutralized...
It struck me one day when I...
You have performed, aside from Qingsh...
Don't worry.
Did you hear that? It was poison! What a nasty guy!
Hold on. Did you bring a camera? If not, you can use mine. This is quite a scene.
We've, seen no progress on the but soon, everything will be... I remember when I first saw you. I knew right away that you would make a good partner for us. Hey.
How could I forget? The only way is for you...
Yes. Just look at your two competitors. Qinwei had wealth. Mingbo had reputation. And that's why I decided to help you. You know, there's an old saying in the Fatui. Give a starving dog a bone, and it'll guard...
Yes.
Heck, when you're not in the company of the
Uncle Gao said that Jur-E has low self-esteem. He was worried that whatever advantage he might have now... Do you have any more film in the camera? Then get ready to use it. How well this goes for us.
Ooh, is there any more alcohol? Go on. Fill me up. Huh?
There's only a little left. Here, I'll fill your glass. If you like it.
Whoa, this is the good stuff. Huh? Jur-E, you poisoned my wine? But when?
You seem surprised, Mr. Yusupov.
How could you?
How could I not? I've sacrificed years of my life studying and You really think I'd put myself... Do you see the haystack in the corner? Underneath it is a pile of explosives. And next door in the dark room, I'm gonna stay here till I see you slip into unconsciousness. Then I'm gonna set this on fire. Once the flames burn through the hay, they'll ignite the...
What?
I took the liberty of leaving some evidence of your contact with the undercover agents at the Black Cliff Forge. It won't take long for... The Fatui planted undercover agents in the Black Cliff Forge to steal... But things didn't quite go to plan. Faced with the overwhelm, it explains why you acted alone. Well exonerated. Of course, none of that will have anything to do with me.
Jerry, do you really think you're gonna get away with this? The Fatui has a record of everything. That includes the poison, all interactions between... After I die, they'll come looking, and they'll get to the bottom of this.
A record? Oh, you must mean the one in the hands of your second-in-command, Theophan?
What? How do you know?
Because when you contacted me, I also made contact with your associates. I have Theophan to thank for providing me with the poison I used on you today. He'll help me tie up all the loose ends. After all, you're untied. He has been eyeing your position.
That traitor!
Shh, 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 shh. Relax. Sweet dreams.
I did a little surveying on the way here and found that you'd left yourself 3 escape routes in case things went south. I have them all surrounded. If you're thinking of trying anything, save yourself the effort. The game's up. We were here the whole time and have pictures of everything. They came out pretty nicely. Want to see them?
The game's up? Forgive me, I'm not quite sure what you're referring to, Miss Yelan. I happened to discover a Fatui operation here, so I approached them on the pretext of joining forces.
This is how you want to play it, huh? Fine. You do you. All we need to do to convict you is establish that the poison in his system is the same as in Uncle Tien's. Nothing else you wanted to add? Let's leave it there then.
One wrong move and it all comes crashing down. I should have been more careful. You followed him here, didn't you? I was so focused on keeping myself out of sight, I forgot he was a potential liability. Let's talk about this, Yelan.
Your point being?
When I take office, I don't deny that I used underhanded methods to...
You still don't get it, do you? Even now. What do you think? Exactly. Jur-E, clever people can always come up with a... There's nothing wrong with wanting to win other people. He was like a teacher and a father to you, but you...
That's enough.
Of course. What makes this even crueler is that you managed to convince yourself there was no other way. Uncle Tien was all out of everyone in the world.
That's enough!
Life is like fishing. It cannot be rushed. Whatever you do, impatience will accomplish nothing. I was just like you once, desperate to prove myself. Only later did I realize things do not always turn out the way you plan, but you have to keep calm to carry on. You're still young. Be patient, believe in yourself, and don't look outside yourself to prove your value. Where's Jur-E these days? It's been a long time since he last paid me a visit.
Maybe he's just busy.
Well, next time, if he doesn't bring a pot of piping hot fish soup, don't let him in.
Whatever you were thinking about, you'll have plenty of time to mull it over in prison. Oh, I almost forgot. If the Fatui find out what happened today, prison might not turn out to be the safest place for you. Trying to have friends on both sides, it has a way of turning everyone against you. But right now, I have an opportunity for you.
Huh?
Sorry, things are about to get extremely busy for me. Let's meet at Genshin Tea House. I'll have someone remove the explosives. Then, there's someone I have to go and see.
Need our help with that?
No, it could be dangerous. You don't worry, as long as get some rest.
Cold beer after a hard day's work.
There is now no poison left in his...
Dr. Baishu.
You needn't worry too much. It's good we call...
How did they Unfortunately for...
Uncle Tien will be heading off now. Remember...
Don't worry, I will. Thank you very much. Ah, you're here too? Yes. The exhaustion seems to have got...
Luckily, it looks like choosing the Tianshu's successor is suddenly not such a pressing issue after all.
Hey, Yelan!
My work is mostly wrapped up, so I thought I'd... The assessment process comes to an end.
You have my gratitude. He...
Is it just Paimon, or is Uncle Tien not that
Normally, the
Yes, to be quite honest, when I concluded that, in the end, I had no reputation to speak of when I first became Tianshu. I relied on Ganyu's assistance for all...
I have to admit, the intel suggests that the Fatu... He chose that he also installed afterwards.
But that's still...
Yes. Had he drunk the poisonous...
How is...
Well, I mean, he is sitting in a jail still. He's
A deal?
Yes, Juri's not the one I'm interested, but once the Fatui...
Well, did you?
Almost.
Uncle Tien? Yelan? What are you talking about?
Juri collude with Yusupov in our Also, we'd be able to... Pawns like this can be major assets. They open up all sorts...
So...
We got halfway, but when we tried to make
The Fatui.
I found out from other sources, the Fatui's main forces... It's a pity that the...
I have to ask, Yelan. I remember you showed some interest a few days...
Oh, that. I prefer my although it'd still be a All right.
Where are you off to this time?
As you might have guessed. But I'm sure if you keep going as you are, maybe I'll see you the next time danger beckons. Until then, keep your wits about you. A lot of people... If you have any more questions...